Let the dollar circulate.
Thank you very much for checking out another video here on Everyday-ish Every Other Day. I do apologize. I know it's been like every other month, every other couple months, but we are bringing you a video here on a touching subject, which is going to be a big talk. Pretty much all these sport analysts and commentators and all these shows you're going to be talking about during the off season, waiting for football to start. Who is going to be the quarterback, the QB1 to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Now, there's obviously a lot of names being thrown out there in the sense of potential free agency. There's names being thrown out there in the draft. A couple of names you guys might be aware. Aaron Rodgers, for example, he's coming up at the end of his year. He's negotiating with Green Bay. Whether or not he's going to stay, we don't know. Whether or not he's going to go to Steelers, I'm pretty confident he's not going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I got my front office Steelers polo on for this video. He's not going to come to Pittsburgh. Not that he wouldn't want to, but think about it, individuals, ladies and gentlemen. The Pittsburgh Steelers going to be gifted and blessed to have Ben Roethlisberger as a quarterback for 18 plus years. First ballot Hall of Famer, him retire, and then the very next year, you think they're going to go to another, probably first ballot Hall of Famer? That would be nice, but it's not going to happen. Other individuals and free agencies are thrown around as like Jimmy Garoppolo. I didn't get any highlights for Jimmy Garoppolo, but he just underwent like surgery. Who's going to have upcoming surgery? Steelers aren't going to want him to. They're like, there's no competition. He's not going to come in the room and boost to the competition for the current ones on the roster as Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins. They want to add to the quarterback room and have competition to raise the individual's standard, because a standard is a standard, Pittsburgh, to have continuing to have winning seasons, and obviously to take the franchise and potentially be the face of the franchise right there behind Najee Harris. But TJ Watt money. When it comes down to Garoppolo, it's not gonna happen. Tannehill, not gonna happen. All these names that they were listing off in free agency, not gonna happen. The Steelers are a team. If you go back in their history, like when have they ever obviously wanted to get a top quarterback outside of their organization? It hasn't happened, obviously, for the last 19 years with Ben Roethlisberger. They haven't needed to look for that one. They do their due diligence. They get people, but there wasn't going to be like, yep, that's our quarterback. Easy to be our quarterback when Ben Roethlisberger retires. They haven't gone through that yet. So this is the first time they're going to be doing that. Mike Tomlin's going to be getting down on the grind. It's interesting that Kevin Colbert is out after this. He wants to like make decisions, but then he's like, all right, good luck after I make some executive decision. Anyway, that's why I got my polo on. Y'all should listen to my front office antics here. But when it comes down to the draft potentials, they got Pickett, Kyle Pickett. I liked his little fake slide move, and I liked his mobility. Like they stated, he has the most potential to be a starter coming into the NFL. He has an outrageously amount of yards, passing yards, touchdowns to interception ratio is good, but I don't think he's going to be available for the Steelers' 20th pick in this year's draft. Whether or not Malik Willis is going to be there is another story. I don't even know if he's going to be there, but if he is, that's who the Steelers are going to jump on. Now, to answer the question whether or not who's going to be the starter come week 1, it was really hard for me to not stop on Mason Rudolph's highlights. Mason Rudolph's connection, his poise in the pocket. He wasn't too antsy. He actually was very comfortable. Obviously, we have to put that to the offensive line at the time. Whether or not he's going to be that confident to just stay there and be that comfortable going further, we don't know. That kind of depends on the offensive line going further. But his connection with Juju Smith-Schuster, that obviously threw that highlight up there to fucking hopefully keep him, and hopefully they sign him for another couple years, because I really like the fact that he came out there right after that injury. Really, nothing really to do other than prove that he's ready and dedicated for his team, and obviously to put that out there for other teams that want to sign him. But I hope that the Steelers re-sign Juju Smith-Schuster. Obviously, with a room full of young receivers, he would be that somewhat veteran receiver, being like the youngest but oldest, the oldest out of the young cats there. And I think he's definitely matured since his injury and just kind of doing his thing with his recovery. But anyway, to answer the question, going back and forth to Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph. Now, I seen and I enjoyed watching Mason Rudolph's highlights and his poise, but there wasn't that much film, obviously, to go off of with Haskins in the Pittsburgh scheme. But obviously, we have to look into what is going to be fitting Matt Canada's offense next year, because he's going to still be the offensive coordinator. What quarterback is going to be plugged in and what's going to be working better for them going further. Now, I took out also kind of how Mike Tomlin, the coach, how he feels about it. Just from a comment that he made over here, I got a clip of from him talking to Chase Young.
I don't never want to lose enough games to get a guy like you. You know what I mean? And I play against you all the time. Because you got to lose 14, 15 games to get a guy look like you.
I mean, I don't want to have to lose that many games to get a guy like you. You know what I mean? And so I think that he feels that way and looks that way to Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins was a first-round pick, went to Washington football team, was not successful there. I think it was a lot to do with the atmosphere, not with the coach, because I think Coach Rivera came after he was drafted, if I'm not mistaken. But it wasn't the seriousness, and I don't think that he was in a good environment. I think that Pittsburgh is a better environment for Dwayne Haskins to excel. And I also think Tomlin looks at it in the sense of, like, they let this first round of pick potential, like, had potential, like, they let him go. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep him for the tenure. They're gonna tenure him and keep him for a low salary hit. And I think they're gonna risk it on having Dwayne Haskins as a starter. Again, it's not it's not what I would say. I personally would probably start Mason Rudolph. Personally, just from looking at the film, looking at his connection and comfortability with the receivers that are already there in the locker room. But history and what I believe the Steelers have done, they don't go out to get big names. They don't. If there was like a big coming up receiver, Julio Jones, and come on now, help me out here. You mean the Devontae Adams? They're not going to be like, oh, he's free agency, let's go get him. They like to draft and develop within. Same thing with their corners, safeties. They did get Minka. They did go out and get Minka. But I don't feel that they're going to do that with the quarterback. I honestly feel that they want to develop. They want to be like, this is look what we did. We didn't take all the fame quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. We didn't take a Jimmy Garoppolo who got teams to the Super Bowl but failed. No, we got somebody who y'all didn't even know about, didn't even think we're gonna make it, like Dwayne Haskins. Just let him go. We got that individual and we brought them up, developed them. I feel that the Steelers want to take that claim, not only the responsibility, but they want to take that claim and say, this is what we were able to develop, as opposed to like, yeah, we got like Tampa Bay, we got Tom Brady over here and got a Super Bowl the next year. I don't think they're gonna. But then again, when it comes down to like right now, we want to win right now. You never know. Will they bring in somebody right now just to win right now, and then like, all right, well now let's develop a quarterback? I want to say they're going to spend this draft, to develop their quarterback for the upcoming years, to be right there behind Najee Harris and Watt, as the face of the franchise. But I want to say that out of these quarterbacks, Malik Willis, who I have the potential he's going to be drafted if he's on the board still. Deshaun Watson, which the legal troubles, I don't feel the Steelers have any problems with that, because they took on Brian Flores suing the NFL. They're like, we don't care, man. Come over here. We don't have our defense get impacted. And I was going to make a separate video on that, but I think that was a great job by the Pittsburgh Steelers to add on Brian Flores. Conversation that they had, him and Tomlin were probably shooting the shit for fucking hours. And it was like, man, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. And he was like, man, after getting off the phone, that guy's a great dude. He had great points, great objectives, great things to say about what we're doing in football in general. I would love to sit there and chat with him on a workly basis. Got off the phone, called up the head honchos, probably Rooney, was like, hey, man, can we add Brian Flores? He's like, yeah, man. Done deal. And so I think that was a good addition. Defense can only get better. That's like the excitement when I watch the games is the defense, a splash play. So I can only see that being improved. But again, anyway, when it comes down to the starting quarterback for week 1, I see Tomlin saying, you know what, the fact that I was able to get this first round from a couple years ago that had issues and problems with another team, I think over here with Pittsburgh we can guide him in the right direction and win some games. If not that, I want to say it's going to be Mason Rudolph. But like I said, that's just how it is. The Pittsburgh Steelers will sit there and listen to all these commentators and everybody say throughout the whole offseason, Mason Rudolph can't be your starter. Mason Rudolph cannot be your starter. They don't even mention Dwayne Haskins' names really. But watch them pull out and say Dwayne Haskins is a starter. And if anything happens, we got Malik Willis right here and we got Rudolph that we've been pretty much able to lean on previously. They want to develop these young cats. Remember Mason Rudolph when Ben Roethlisberger was injured, we didn't have any wins, and Mason Rudolph still maintained a winning season with an 8-8. Obviously, it's a little different with the 17-game season, but I do not see Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers having a losing season, even though we don't have Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Fame quarterback. I still do not see the Pittsburgh Steelers having a losing season. And I want to remind all these individuals, all these commentators and all these analysts that said this last year, just like when Colin Cowherd was wrong, he stated that they were going to have their first losing season last year. And as far as I remember, they did not. And they also went to the playoffs. So I feel that is the track of the Pittsburgh Steelers for week 1. Again, it's not the popular choice, but I just feel that's what it's going to be. But again, I got stuck on watching Mason Rudolph's highlights. Again, bringing Juju in it, his connection. He is also mobile because that's what they're looking for as well. It's going to be whoever is able to maintain and hold that Matt Canada offense and keep them guessing. Whoever's going to be able to do that the best is going to be the starter. And I honestly think it's going to be Dwayne Haskins. Again, thank you very much for watching this long video, long awaited video as well, because it's been every other month, every other couple months. But again, thank you very much for watching this video every day-ish, every other day. Do not forget to like, subscribe, hit your notifications. So, and hopefully a couple days, not a couple months, you'll get notified when I drop another video. Thank you very much.
Let the dollar circulate. Yeah.